Although there used to be some upset about colorizing, especially in the movie industry, it's been practiced for some time by hand in photography, but it can be done in Photoshop too, and we'll do a little demonstration here. I've got a grayscale image ready. Go ahead and open it. It's a good idea to get an image in reasonably high resolution. 300 pixels per inch would be great. Anything above about 150 is acceptable. The first thing we have to do is convert to a color mode. A lot of people forget to do this, but any of the color modes will do. I'll use RGB here for simplicity. So I go to Image to Mode to RGB color, and it's now converted. No color yet, but I'm going to take care of that. I can also make a copy of the layer that the picture is in. It's a good idea just in case you need a backup. I'll go to my Layers panel and drag it down here, create the copy, and work with that. Now I have to select the area that I want to colorize. I'll do the hat first. I cheated a little. There are paths already set up to make this go a little more smoothly, but making selections is pretty straightforward stuff, if a little bit of work involved here and there. Go to my Paths palette, and I want to right-click on the name of the hat path so I can make it into a selection. We want to feather the radius of the selection a little bit. 1 or 2 pixels is fine, because we want to have the color be just a tiny bit soft-edged. Even a clear high-res picture is not perfectly razor-sharp, so this will look a little more natural. I OK out of here. The selection is made. Now I can actually colorize. To do this, I have to go to my Edit menu, and I can slide down to Fill to get the color I want. I don't want to use just any old color. In the case of the hat, which is made from blue denim, I want to get a shade that fairly closely approximates blue denim. So I'll go to the Contents drop-down, click on my color picker. The color I want, blue denim, I can approximate with the RGB numbers as follows. The red will be 0, the green will be about 50, and the blue will be about 115. You could try slightly different numbers if you want. When I OK back to the fill box, it's not just the color that I want to create. I also have to choose the blending mode and the opacity. They're actually very important. The blending mode has to be changed because we can't just slap paint down on the hat here. We want to see details of the hat through the color. One of the modes that works pretty well is called soft light, and it simulates soft light being shined on the color in question. But I also need to drop the opacity because obviously, as I say, I want to see the details of the hat through the color. An opacity of about 60% will do for this. And when I OK out, we can see, indeed, that the hat details show up fine. The stitching, the wrinkles, the lights and the darks. But we've also now tinted the hat pretty closely to look like blue denim. I'll go ahead and deselect. Next, I want to do the face. Same basic idea. Right-click on the face path, make it a selection. Feather radius again, 1 or 2 pixels. Usually that'll be pretty satisfactory. Click OK, and the face is selected, minus the eyes. As before, I go to my Edit menu, and I click on Fill. Finding flesh tone numbers for skin colors, you can find about a zillion of those on the internet, so there's no problem with that. The color, again, has to be from the color picker. This time the RGB numbers, which I did indeed find on the internet, I'll use 255 for the red, 173 for the green, and for the blue, about 96 or so. Gives us a fairly realistic skin tone. Click OK here. Just for demonstration, I'll use a different mode. We can switch to the one called Overlay. Visually, the characteristics are a little similar to those for soft light. I'll bring the opacity down this time to about 50%. And again, when I'm finished here, I click OK. And of course, I'll deselect to look at the final result. The critical steps: converting to a color mode, RGB or CMYK will work. Select and feather the area you want to work in. Choose your colors by the numbers unless you have them in your palette. and apply with a softer blending mode and a moderate opacity, kind of like using watercolor on a traditional photograph. Show the detail of the picture through the color, make the color look as if it was part of the picture from the beginning.